Now the number 8 rusher in the NFL last season, it's Elijah Mitchell. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6. The numbers last week for Mitchell. 17 carries, 62 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he stopped immediately there. Jeremy Chin there defensively. When they're lined up in the 46 defense like that, running is just going to be a slog.
Especially if you're trying to run it in the middle of the defense. So what you're hoping, get a stalemate against the 3 across the front, and can you get some one-on-one blocks that you can win on the perimeter? To me, that's the best place to carry the football.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a 3rd down attempt.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From the 44, Lance. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide, usually going to pick up a holding call.
From the gun, it's Lance. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And some space here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Running right through him. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense keeps him out of the end zone there. Now, will they go for it? And if so, can they do it one more time?
Yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it going for it because what we've seen from the defense so far, every gap is taken care of. Everyone is sound in their coverage. No one is breaking free, and those ball carriers are getting tagged. If I were them, I'd think very hard about just taking 3 points and taking their dignity and moving on.
And the ball's at the 2, spotted at the 2, so a pretty good chunk to go. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Their 2nd drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. The clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Eagles at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Walker now on 1st and 10. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And this will be caught. It's Isaiah Hodgins. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
It's a gain of 25 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
A give for Walker running right. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Commanders' 19-yard line.
Shotgun now for Lance. He finds Watson. It's caught. And the Eagles are going to be looking at a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Walker fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd down and goal. Lance. Touchdown, Eagles. Christian Watson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have moved out in front. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, this offense and Elijah Mitchell coming back onto the field now. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Wilson. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Fred Warner, first-time All-Pro in 2020, in on the stop defensively. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown! Noah Fant, 57 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Washington offense heading out. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive.
There he goes left side. 20. Touchdown, Washington. Michael Gallup 75 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Santos with the extra point, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. This one taken just inside the 10 and makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Lance. Got a man, and Schwartz complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit, and the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson, and that's dropped underneath to Mitchell. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now Wilson on first down. Quick completion here to Johnson. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and that's going to tie us at 13. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Tackle by Darrell Taylor.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Sticking with Walker on second down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He finds his man Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 18 yards the gain for number 18. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Wilson. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. Two nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Wilson. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They run over center with Mitchell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The all-everything defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, the one who made the play there. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. From the shotgun, Wilson. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up third and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
On third down, Wilson. And that's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. Santos' kick is up and through, and they have regained the lead. So that's 3 field goals for him now, but heck, he's not even halfway to his career best of 7.
Seems like the 7 field goal games are the kind of games I always get assigned to in my other job. Let's hope for this offense's sake, they can start cashing in on a few of these drives.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now?
Walker hit and the ball is out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On the counter, it's Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Linval Joseph breaking free and dropping him.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
He's got his tight end fan, and he is going to have an Eagles first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lance. Lance throws the interception. His 3rd. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the Commanders come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the... Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No,
right?
I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. A give to the fullback on the dive. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I'm not sure how much I really love that call. It almost seems like a little bit of a give up there. But maybe what they were thinking is, we've got a chance to pop one. They think we're just going to give up here, hand it to the big man, and maybe he can get through. Sometimes there's a little bit of courage in play calling that maybe we don't give enough credit.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Lance looking to throw it.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the gun, it's Lance.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Tucker's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out comes Michael Gallup and company as they take the field. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
That one goes for 30 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability, and that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They'll start with a run by Mitchell.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. On third down, here's Mitchell. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 73 yards rushing now for Mitchell. He's got a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard.
Throwing is Wilson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Ken Walker with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. On the return is Brandon Powell. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Washington offense going back to work. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. That's another one complete to Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now Wilson. Complete, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and
Wilson to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Right back to Mitchell here.
Room here to run.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
On the counter, Mitchell.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Second down at 4. On the handoff, Mitchell.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
A give here to Mitchell.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Santos' kick is up and through, and the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So now the Eagles down by a field goal, and time a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down.
Now Lance. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So it's Washington getting the victory here. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Commanders,
they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll get a chance